Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle, your practical priestess here at Divinely Genuine. Here to bring you some astrology as we follow the moon and all of the other planets to see what their communication is and how they're influencing us here on Earth for our greatest evolution. Just light some Palo Santos and sage here. So, we have had the moon move to Aquarius from the serious, responsible Capricorn that it's been in for the past 2 days. Aquarius is a air sign. It's fixed air, so it's very intellectual. There's a need for independence and freedom with Aquarius, as well as to serve everyone. It is the water bearer and the humanitarian. So actually that's the only air we have in the astrology. Everything else is grounded in Capricorn's earth, of building things, of being responsible and making the changes needed to get to where we want to go in the practical. We've got the sun in Capricorn. We've got, Mercury in Capricorn now. And of course, Saturn and Pluto are still there. And so, forgive me, I am a little bit sick. I woke up with some drainage and all of that stuff. I don't like the cold weather too much. I do like the change of seasons, and in theory, it's nice to wear coats and scarves and beanies and gloves, and it's all cute with the boots. But like, I prefer the hot weather. So anyway, I've got a bit of a cold. Forgive me. So we've got the sun, which is our outer expression in Capricorn. We're really wanting to build these new traditions and set ourselves up in the direction that we're ready to take for this new year. Having Mercury in Capricorn as well is bringing our intellect and communication there, which is, yes, it's language, but it's also written communication, YouTube videos. I mean, it's also commuting, like travel. In those ways, we're wanting to move forward with building these new traditions and structures, wanting to get our lives in order to where we want to take it. So like Capricorn is, like if you think of the Capricorns in your life, like they're probably successful in business or family, or seem to have the status quo life, right? They're very, very much that way. So with our sun and Mercury there, we're really wanting to express ourselves in that way. We're really wanting to get our lives in order in a more structured, responsible way. And I've talked a lot about Pluto and Capricorn and what those are bringing to the table. Pluto and Capricorn. I meant to say Pluto and Saturn. So Saturn is home in Capricorn. Saturn rules the sign of Capricorn. Saturn is our slow, wise, cold teacher. Cold in the way that it is a maleficent, meaning it is harsher. It will give the truth in a harsh way. It teaches our life lessons in usually not so pleasing ways. And, unfortunately, that's how we do learn here on Earth. I've got some hot tea to try to help me. Yes, life lessons are being learned. You need to look at, if you don't know your natal birth chart, to get with me and I can offer you a reading. But wherever Capricorn is in your natal birth chart is where Saturn is teaching you these life lessons, and it'll be there until 2020. I do offer just a reading on Saturn and Capricorn. I've put it at 50% at my website if you are interested in that. Pluto in Capricorn is started in 2008 and will be there until 2024. And, you know, when you get into astrology, you can see the why this happened as far as, well, Pluto was transiting this area. But it's not going to give you the whole explanation of why God allowed it or whatever. You may start to see the rest of the reasoning behind things that happen in our lives towards, you know, not the end of the story, but as you see it play out, like, oh, okay. So I went through that hard time to bring me to this, you know, that kind of thing. And I say that because Pluto does bring like the harder, harsher, painful aspects, but it also is the transforming energy. It is sexual energy, it's intimacy, it's depth, but it is also pain and rebirth, death and rebirth. So that has been there since 2008. So if you feel like one area of your life has really taken a hit since 2008, if you don't know your astrology, your personal natal chart, that's probably where Capricorn is in your chart. But, you know, you don't have to go about this blindly. Like I said, I offer natal chart readings at a, you know, very inexpensive rate, being that I've only loved astrology for like 4 years and started reading charts for a year. And yeah, so lots of Capricorn energy to get us to build structures, traditions, and take the responsible approach in our lives. Our moon in Aquarius is thankfully bringing us some logic and intellect, trying to figure out intellectually how we will get there, what we need to implement. It's a good time to plan. Venus has moved out of Scorpio. My phone I dropped, and so the whole screen is cracked. I cannot see hardly anything, but it had to be, let's see, today's Monday, probably sometime yesterday early it came out of Scorpio, possibly Saturday night, but I think it was Sunday the way I was feeling. I feel like it was sometime yesterday, but so yes, so Venus in Sagittarius. Venus is traditionally, well, Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus. So it is our relationships, love, projects, creativity, how we feel comfortable. Like Taurus, there's a great need to feel comfortable in this realm, in this dimension, I guess is what I want to say, in this physical state. I think you guys get me, sorry. So in Sagittarius, it is mutable fire, so it's very action-oriented, very intuitive. So when you have Venus in Sagittarius, as well as Jupiter still in Sag, it's really like, I feel like it's really, you know, the archers of Sagittarius sets his sights on the direction he wants to go, okay? And it is typically more positive. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So, and Jupiter is a beneficiary planet that brings us good luck, growth, expansion, right? And Sagittarius, because that archetype has come from the depths of Scorpio, it is coming out of that darkness with a very positive approach, looking at the light like, yes, I got through all of that pain, all of that depth of emotion as Scorpio's fixed water. And it's now seeing where it would like to go in a very positive way. And it's very intuitive. Being a fire sign, it wants to take action as well. So having our planet that rules relationships, projects, love and our resources, our money. In Sagittarius, it's really having us redefine what we found with Venus and Scorpio is important to us on a deep soul level, and bringing it out in the best possible, most positive way. Some say that Sagittarius is the sign of the guru. It's very knowledgeable and it's in a very optimistic way. So I feel like there's and it's ruled by the beneficiary planet of Jupiter. So there's a very godlike vibe to that, to Sagittarius, and our love, relationships, money being in the sign of Sag. I feel like it's pulling, just a more positive way, what we want out of it. We're no longer wanting to settle for what we may have before Venus went into Scorpio. So it is okay to set your standards higher, to reach higher in relationships, projects, money, your resources, how you feel good. Take the positive higher road, as Sagittarius does. And Jupiter, of course, is expanding and asking you to grow and evolve in whatever area of life Sagittarius is for you, again, in your natal birth chart. Uranus has gone direct. It's been retrograde until today or yesterday, I believe. And so Uranus is a very random, out of the blue energy. It does rule Aquarius, which is where our moon is today. And it does rule the heavens. It rules technology. It's lightning bolt, genius ideas out of the blue. So you always want to give Uranus and any Aquarian vibe the room and freedom to flow, so that it can bring in that rapid, random insights. Having Uranus in Aries, it depends on where Aries is in your chart. Aries for me is in the area of relationships. So it's really important to look at your own personal astrology, but as of a collective, having Uranus in Aries, Aries is wanting, it's a fire sign, it's cardinal fire. So it's wanting to take leadership, to definitely take action, worrying about the details later. Let's just move things forward. So you can have random bursts of energy to where you're like, oh, hell yeah, we're moving this forward right now, and that kind of thing, especially with it direct now. We also have Mars in Aries, which is, Mars is our masculine drive, ambition, passion. It does represent sex as well. Not the intimate sex like you find with Scorpio, but there is the sexual masculine energy there. And we can't forget that Mars is also known as the god of war. It also can represent anger. So we want to be careful with Uranus and Aries as well, that we don't, that we're controlling our anger, that we're transforming our anger into positive ways, and that we're not being irrational with Uranus so close and having like angry outbursts or something like that. Mars in Aries is very positive, as it is home there. And it just wants to move things forward and take action. It doesn't want to sit and think and feel. It wants to move things forward. So when we put all of this together, remember we have the beautiful, loving, and Venus is our feminine energy, Mars and Venus. Women are from Venus, men are from Mars type thing. So we want to take what we have with Venus being in the positive Sagittarius, and we want to use all of this to our benefit. So we want to use that Mars energy, that masculine energy, to push things forward. But this Capricorn energy is going to slow our roll and say, okay, cool, but you got to do it this way. You got to do it the correct way to actually build it, to implement it well so that it will build. We've got, of course, Neptune home in Pisces, which is really speaking to our spiritual world, our dream world. It can, make escapism a little heavier right now. Try not to, escape so much that you're not utilizing all of this beautiful energy to put your dreams into action and into fruition. You know, don't get drunk or high and pass out every night and not get your stuff done. I mean, it depends on what you want for your life, right? The aspects we have today are Jupiter. We have a lot of aspects. The main ones that I'd like to talk about are Jupiter square Neptune. Anytime there is a square or more negative communication, and if you think about communication, I think of it as energy, like when we're with people in our lives and the connection is not automatically flowing and we don't feel connected, where there's a little like tension. We have to learn to get along with certain people, right? We have to learn to understand each other. And so I like to think of that with these like squares. So Jupiter in Sag is squaring Neptune in Pisces. So we have to learn how to expand and grow in these spiritual areas of our lives. In these dream worlds, in the fifth dimension, the other dimensions, we want to expand and grow. It also, Neptune in Pisces rules our subconscious as well. So, you know, we have subconscious patterns that we've picked up from past thinking patterns, and that have been passed down to us from our families and our upbringing. So we need to expand in those areas, learn to like uncover them, to heal from them. A good thing that I suggest doing is listening to positive affirmations or healing music when you sleep. Oh my gosh, it does wonders. I've had so many people that I've told to do that I've suggested to do that, come back and be like, I really felt so much better. I felt so much different when I woke up. And I practice this myself, and it truly works. It truly is helping you because you're adding to those patterns that are replaying in your mind, positive ones, positive thoughts basically, but you know, without really making the effort, you know, without having to think about it all day, you're allowing your subconscious to record it all night, and then it pushes it forward, and it heals those negative repeating brain patterns. We have Moon sextile Mars, which is really positive. So I feel like that's saying, you know, emotionally we're definitely wanting to take action, and as we take action, our emotions are definitely involved and on board. So that's a beautiful aspect to have today. Brilliant for taking action. We do have Mercury square Mars. So again, with the squares, we have to learn, right? So we're learning with Mars square Mercury to communicate without the aggressiveness, to communicate assertively, directly, using our masculine energy in a positive way, and not allowing it to break down the communication with anger, or with what else can Mars be like? Basically anger. This is all I can think of. I feel like the video is about to cut off. Because it does rule the god of war, you know, like you don't want to get aggressive, I think is what I was going for, which is anger. Let me see if I can pull a card for us on this beautiful Monday. I'm excited to have the moon in Aquarius. My moon is in Aquarius natally. And, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. You know who else has a moon in Aquarius, which I've put in my book that I'm hoping to, have published this year. And you do, if you take my astrology night school, you do get that book as part of the night school. But anyway, John Lennon has a moon in Aquarius as well. All right, so I am just going to take a moment to pray. Divine Spirit, I thank you for the ability and the opportunity to serve you in this way through being a messenger of astrology and tarot and spreading your light. And God, Goddess, Divine Source, I just ask that you would give us some insight, advice, and guidance into this Monday and how we can better utilize these energies and anything you would like us to know as a collective for this day. And we thank you, Spirit, for all that you give us. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to say that was probably it. Again, Divine Spirit, I ask that you would bless us with one card for some insight, advice, and guidance for this Monday, January 7th, 2018. And how to navigate this day. Any advice, insight, and guidance you would like to give us as a whole, collectively. And I thank you for it, Spirit. Alright, guys, let's see what we got. Ooh, we've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So the Eight of Pentacles, he is mastering his skill. Okay, so with it reversed, we're like sitting on the fence, not taking action, not becoming a master of our skill. You know, maybe letting outside influences get in the way, maybe blocking ourselves and not, you know, Pentacles also represent value. Maybe not remembering or embracing our own value and being confident in our ability to master our skills. Maybe trying to go the traditional way of working the 9 to 5 instead of utilizing our own skills and becoming a master of them. So we need to take some time to really feel and uncover what is blocking us. Are we blocking ourselves from being the master of our own trade? And then we've got make music. So maybe for a lot of us, we need to think about going into, you know, learning a new instrument, playing music, even just listening to music. You know, you can create music with anything. You know, this would be... That was a horrible beat. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, you can create music anywhere. And what it does is it changes the entire vibe of the space you're in. So the Healing Fairy cards are saying, stop blocking yourself from mastering your trade and try making music. You know, get your hands into learning an instrument. Or maybe if you know, that doesn't interest you, maybe just, you know, playing some music that you enjoy would help clear the air, change the energy so that you can master your skill. Or whistle while you work, you know, play music while you're working, you know, motivate yourself, inspire yourself, get through it, and master your trade. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I love you guys. Have a good Monday, and I'll probably see you on Wednesday when the moon will change signs again. Until then, check out divinelygenuine.com and allow me to help you with my skills and talents that I've uncovered and am trying to master as well. And love you guys. Peace.